Of all of the hot takes that I have on here, I mean, I say some pretty wild shit on YouTube. Um, I want to talk about the video that I put out that produced the most negative reaction. Like, people really didn't like it. And it's kind of fun because this is not a controversial opinion, I don't think, among people that are, let's say, informed. The video I put out was like, yes, I understand Arrow stuff is garbage. And just to reiterate, it's just like I bought a lot of Arrow stuff, trained with it, shot it pretty extensively. And it was just like, man, I've never had so many issues with like one type of gun that I had with the arrows. Where there's bolts, there's bolts snapping in half. There's freaking barrels, just getting destroyed. Had other things breaking as well here and there. I had one of the lowest safety lockup after just a few hundred rounds. Granted, I had an RC2 on there, but I haven't had that happen with other lowers. It's just the Arrow stuff, I think, it's like not stuff I recommend like at all. Any institution or agency that I know that even tried it, which is very, very few, is just like, oh my God, this stuff was terrible. Serious shooters I know that have tried this stuff is like, we are of a single mind, people that shoot a lot. Like, this is not a controversial opinion. But man, on the internet, people really didn't like this opinion. I want to go through some comments and talk about it. This video was put out more than a year ago. It's got a bunch of views, and it's just kind of fun because of all of the different stuff I've used, I probably have the most negative opinion of Arrow. And it's not even like I'm not like mad at Arrow or a hater. I'm just like buying the stuff and shooting it and actually training with it. It's just like, this is not a productive use of my time to buy, use, or train with this stuff, just because training the way that I want to train with it, like does not hold up. Like it's no bueno, way too much stuff breaking. Right. It's crap. And it's like, again, I don't really have a bad taste in my mouth, but I'm not mad at them. It's just, they're not building stuff for people that are doing what I'm doing, is shooting like crazy. To flip that around, like, for example, the BCM stuff, I'd say has impressed me. Like, it takes a lot to impress me, but that stuff I've actually been abusive with, I would say. And that it's shocking. I've had like no issues, like none at all. It's amazing. And the dichotomy there is like really interesting to me. But I want to go through the comments of these people, like the internet being mad at me. I think this video that I put out, and the video was titled, "Yes, I Understand Arrow Stuff is Garbage." What I was doing is responding to the sort of the community that trains with rifles there, because there's so many people like, why are you shooting that stuff? Like, you understand that stuff is crap, right? And I'm like, well, it's a little bit cheaper. I want to give it a go. Like, give it, doesn't really matter to me. I just like want to, get started, get training with something and whatever. It's like, I'm not like taking the stuff to war. I'm just training with it a little bit. So I was putting out a video to those people saying, yeah, no, I understand that it's not good stuff. But man, a lot of people didn't like it. So let's take the comments. Okay. First one. This one got a lot of likes too. This budget-friendly AR failed after 20,000 rounds. It was quickly and easily fixed with a new bolt carrier that cost $134.99. So $10,000 of ammo was shot through it, and the total cost of repairs was $134.99. Garbage? Yeah, right. Well, let me tell you, it wasn't that much ammo. I didn't have an Arrow barrel make. I don't think I had one make 7,000 rounds, and I tried a bunch of them. As far as like the barrels that they're using in there, I broke a bunch of bolts. Like I said, tons of other issues. It wasn't anything like this. But the thing is, for just a few $100s more, get a BCM, and I haven't experienced any of these problems. Like I said, I've never had so many problems with Arrow stuff. This is like, but to people that have rifles and don't shoot them, which is fine, I don't really care, that makes people crazy. Like, they just don't like that. Where it's like, we're talking about the problems with her. Next comment, Arrow's definitely not garbage. Next one, return the brake pads after they wore out because they were junk. Like, see what I mean? Here we go. The military tries to replace bolts every 6,000 rounds, but expects them to last around 10,000. 3 bolts breaking in 20,000 rounds does not make the entire rifle junk or even bad bolts. Why are arrows junk and what parts are junk? What was out of tolerance for you to make this claim? Bolt over, like, dude, that's not how it works in the parts of the military that I touch. Like nobody's changing their bolts every 6,000 rounds. They're going to take their guns and shoot them a lot. Like, what do you like? This is not how it works. But if you're curious, like the bolts are total crap. Roll pins. Like I said, I had a lower that I believe was a little bit out of tolerance. That trigger locked up with the gas blowing back in from the RC2. Like I've never had so many problems with a rifle, and like I'm not really bummed about money to fix these things. It's mostly like, why is this stuff is like not working? I mean, it is amazing where it was like here's like I would get a gun, shoot it for a little while, and I get it zeroed in, train with it a few days, a little while here and there, and then man, it was crazy how fast I get to the point where it's like rounds are coming out friggin' sideways into the paper, and it's like, it was even like, did I do something? Like, am I fucked up? Like, what is this? Because I can't believe that this thing's tumbling already. It's just been a few thousand rounds. It was even at like, initially I even was like, all right, let's put in new barrels, put in the same barrels. And I'm going to be super, super diligent to not do anything remotely abusive at all. If as soon as I feel heat in the handguard and the rifle's even approaching uncomfortable to hold, I'm not going to put on a glove and shoot. I'm going to put it down. I'll shoot a different one. Blah blah blah. I was like, and the stuff just was just like fucked up. Like it just didn't work. Like I don't know what to tell you. Whereas I'll be honest, my BCM stuff I've abused. One time I shot a BCM gun so much like I couldn't hold the handguard even with the glove. The suppressor, I personally own suppressor, by the way, was cherry red hot on it. And I'm shooting, not very nice ammo through it. And the rifle's fine. I mean, it's just like the comparison is it's stark. Okay. All right, next one. He is probably the kind of guy who eats his whole Happy Meal and then asks for a refund because it didn't taste good. LOL. Like, no. Like I'm not asking anybody for a refund. I'm not asking Aero for a refund. I'm not mad at them. It's like they build stuff for people that aren't going to shoot it. And it looks the part. It looks kind of cool. It's a little bit cheaper, and you'll believe in your head. You're like, yeah, it's like 90% of that other gun. Like, it's not. But you're never going to find that out because you're not shooting it that way. And again, that's fine. 20,000 rounds to break a bolt. I'd say that's beyond the service life. Yeah, I just talked to one of my friends today. He never had. Whoa, no, we don't want that. He never had an Aero bolt make it past 5,000 rounds. Never once. And then they stopped sending him new bolts. Okay, here we go. Next comment. So you run the piss out of the junk guns until they break. Yes, but I did. I run the piss out of all the guns till they break, by the way. But since your good guns have to work, you don't run the Zoll until you need them. And then you baby them. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't remember what I said in the video, but if I have a duty or competition gun or carry gun or something like that, I don't run it till it breaks. I actually clean it and somewhat look after it. But for training, like I wail on stuff. Like my BCM stuff, I've been abusive with it and no issues. Okay, these round counts for parts and barrels aren't bad for what's considered a budget or reasonably priced rifle. That may be right. That may be right. That may be true. That may be true. But that's where I say, like, I wouldn't buy this stuff again. I don't recommend buying this stuff. Next one. Most civilians don't have the time and money to put 20,000 rounds down range in a year. That's over $10,000 worth of ammo unless you do reloads. Yes, it is. It's insane what I'm doing. It's craziness. And I will admit that. But a lot of people come to the channel or like curious what I say because I'm shooting this stuff in a way that you're not going to. So if you're curious what's happening or what my opinions are or something like that, that's what I'm here for. Okay. We'll keep doing a few more comments because I love how mad people got. I don't even want to go to the top comments anymore. Let's just find like the really snarky, angry ones. Y'all act like you've never seen him post a clickbaity title to drive up his views and comment interaction to help get monetized. Yeah, exactly. Let's have some fun, guys. Let's clickbait it. Let's have some drama. Yeah, we're having fun here. All right. A poor carpenter blames his tools. Aero Precision ARs are equal, if not better quality than the M4 I carried in Iraq. I don't think that's true, dude. You may believe that. You might like the feature set better, but those M4s that you carried in Iraq, I don't Ask people that carry those, like, hey, have you ever seen rounds coming out of those barrels sideways? Even like, ever seen that happen? Like, all right, we'll keep going. We'll get a couple more ones. This guy's a goober. Yes, a lot of people think so. Next one. Look, kids, a moron in the wild. Aero Precision is the manufacturer for Terran Tactical. I don't hear people saying they're garbage, maybe overpriced, but not garbage. The weird cost equals quality is such a childish thinking process. That's not my thinking. I don't know who thinks that. Jesus, garbage, little extreme of a take. It's not really that extreme. It's really not. It's kind of like if you look at rifles that are available on the market, it's like, okay, like Arrow, I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't buy that. Those are kind of those are crap. There's gonna be a lot of issues. I would rather, I mean, at this point, I'd rather buy a PSA, but it's like if you buy BCM, it's like, well, that's gonna be, it's not super nice rifle, but it's very serviceable and good luck breaking it. Good luck with that. And maybe you spend a little more money, you get like recently like an ADM Psionics, something like that. You want something that's, gassed a little bit nicer to shoot, maybe has some different features that you like. Maybe you want to get a competition rifle, you want to spend a bunch of money and get a JP, or like we could talk about all that stuff. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't even look at the Arrow stuff. I wouldn't recommend anyone look at it. That's just me. It's like I don't feel like I'm an extreme person with that. All right, next one. I get that you're an experienced shooter, but where are you at on gunsmithing knowledge? Basically none. Aero Precision products are definitely not garbage. Okay, well, I just shoot the fucking things, dude. I don't get into all that. It's kind of like, I don't know that much about trucks, but I can tell you that my Tacomas, they run for a long time and I don't have to worry about it a whole lot. You know what I mean? Anyway, the fact that you have had operating group issues with their parts could be indicative of error in the assembly process, such as not verifying acceptable headspace, using aftermarket parts like cam pins that are a poor fit to the bolt, or similar arrows. I've seen complete arrow guns make it much more than 20,000 rounds and be fine aside from needing spring replacements or maybe barrel swaps, but this is typical for non-hammer forged barrels. Okay, dude, I've not seen that. It amazes me what people say, LOL. Just for your info, bro, Aero Precision has quality stuff. Anything to get views. You guys, again, you can believe whatever you want. You can anything you want. Like if you, the couple of SWAT teams I talked to that actually ran their stuff, it was actually hilarious to hear because they have such a large sample of guns. It's like hilarious. Oh man. Next one. Arrow is garbage, but I own 4 of them. ... Yes, I own 4 of their rifles. Like this is not coming from like no knowledge. Like I have 4 of them and I shot them a lot. And it's just like I wouldn't buy them again. I don't know how else to say it. I had the same problem. I only ran my Corvette down the track 20,000 times. The engine blew. What a piece of junk. You see, this is what I mean. It's like people just don't like these sort of opinions where it's like, I get it. I get it. A lot of you guys have Arrow. You don't like the hot takes, but anyway, I've said enough. It's a little bit funny to me that of all of the wild, I say wild shit sometimes, and of all of it, the thing that generated the most angry reaction was my take on Arrow. That is garbage. I wouldn't buy it again, and I wouldn't recommend people buy it. I love the internet, dude. I love it.